Welcome back. We're going to be talking fashion now. Like I said when we were doing the menu, the women out there are going to be all excited. But the men are not doing badly these days. They are turning up when it's about fashion these days. I mean, look at Kayode, for instance.
What about me?
Oh, as they say, you are on point.
Really? Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for the compliment. I'm blushing now.
We're going to talk about Go Fashion, and with us this morning, I'm very proud to introduce Lanre Da Silva Ajayi.
Thank you for having me. This is my second time on channel, so I'm honored to be here to speak to you about fashion this morning.
And we hear that you are an international designer. Where do you ply your trade?
I apply my trade. I remember when I started the industry. It's been about 10 years now, and I've got a true passion for the fashion industry. And part of what created my niche in the industry was I started off with the vintage era of fashion, which was very different at the time I started. People were not looking to that area of fashion. It was new to the Nigerian industry.
But what area is that?
What area? It's more vintage era, the vintage era of fashion. It's more clothes making. What I do is mainly clothes making. Remember, the fashion industry is vast, it's big, it's wide. You can go into, we have the stylist studio and all of that, but I'm more in the area of the fashion, the clothes making itself. You know, and the boldness, the colors, and all of that.
Do you sew yourself, or you have people who do the sewing? You do the design.
I do some patterns in fashion. You know, for me, I'm more of a pattern cutter. Obviously, I can sew, but looking back in 9 years now, you can't even imagine I can't do all the sewing like I did at the beginning anymore. You know, at the beginning, I could say to myself that, okay, Larry, you're making for just 2 or 3 people. Then you can then decide that I want to make possibly 2 or 3 exactly. But today, I mean, so many. No. But
so how do you pick fabrics?
How do I pick fabrics? Fabrics is key when it comes to fashion. For me, it's the start of what you want to make in terms of style. You know, you look at the body of your client, how you want to position, what occasion is she going for? Is it something that involves a very, elaborate couture-like fabric, or more, simple, very easy fashion? So all of that brings in the fabric. So
that fabrics and the color. Because at times I look at people who wear outfits and I look at the color and I'm like, well, actually...
The color.
You're a man.
Exactly.
Well,
You're a man.
No, color.
And in some regard, men have no imagination when it comes to things like that. Am I correct?
Of course. And then the men cannot.
I'm
men
in
cannot
trouble
wear too
here.
many.
Okay, go on then.
Men cannot wear too many colors.
Yes,
You know, there's a limit to the colors men can wear. You know, you can have accessories like your bow ties and colors, maybe for dinners. But for women is limitless.
Yes.
You can do green, yellow, orange, blue, shades of pink. It just depends on, and then we have the way Nigerians, we love fashion, we
But
embrace
Larry,
it.
would you admit, just to counter what Alera said, would you admit that some of the best designers when it comes to dressing women are men?
You see, I'm not going to...
It's a yes or no?
No, it's a no.
You disagree?
Yes, I do.
Some of the best designers are men.
Not anymore.
Really?
Well, a lot of women have taken it.
Okay,
Larry.
all right, we're back to...
Nigeria
Okay.
can say that for you.
I just guess both of you are ganging up against me. That's fine. It's okay. You're allowed. So let's get back to...
showcased in the Vogue show in Milan. Wow. And your pieces are stocked by Dolce & Gabbana, no less. How would you describe the Nigerian fashion industry? How would you say we're doing?
Like you just mentioned now, I showcased in Milan. The Nigerian fashion industry is doing really, really well. You have to think of likes of myself showcasing in Milan. Then you look at even my colleagues in the industry. Examples are likes of Lisa Falawiyo, who just showcased in New York herself globally. That's fantastic. Maya Tafo is due to showcase in South Africa next week, actually. And then I remember when I did, I'm sure you know Selfridges. I've been on the platform in Selfridges where we had likes of myself, Folake Koka of Tiffany Amber, and so many other African designers. So Nigerian fashion industry is doing exceptionally well globally. It's commendable. We're taking the African fashion outside.
All the established Nigerian designers. What about the young ones? Where do they come in all of this?
There are opportunities in the industry. the vast range of opportunities. When you talk about fashion, you are looking at the makeup. You know, makeup is huge today. You are looking at the stylist. You are looking at the accessory designers, the hair dressers. So much comes
Shoes,
together to
yes.
make fashion.
Handbags.
And that is what I'm saying. You know, everybody has to create their own niche. A young designer that wants to come to the industry, you must have the passion for it, first of all. Once you have the passion for the industry, then you look into where you really want to be in the industry. You just don't have to be the LDA or the Lisa Folawiyos, you know, that you have to make clothes. There are so many other things you want to do, and just creates opportunities. And in result of that, you're looking at the economy of Nigeria. So the opportunities are wide.
So you think that fashion industry is growing and it's on the rise?
Completely on the rise.
And so what do we need to do to further boost it and energize it?
What we need to further boost the fashion industry is basically already in place. We're looking at, a lot of people are doing things to support the fashion industry. Nigerians love fashion, is definitely on the rise. We have places like, for instance, myself, when I started, there was not a lot of exposure, but with likes of Arise magazine and all of that started for me. And then for the younger ones today, there's the GTB Lagos Fashion Design Week, which is actually helping the fashion industry. It brings in emerging talents, putting the fashion on the map in Nigeria. All of these helps the rise of the fashion industry. You know, we love fashion. We like to look good in Nigeria. That is something that you all will agree with me on. You know, everybody wants to look good.
So, what would you say needs to be done to encourage these young ones to come into this industry, which you describe as very, very wide? You've mentioned hairdressing and makeup and shoes and all the rest of it.
So many things can be done to encourage the young fashion designers, you know. Like I just mentioned to you, the platforms are also helping the young designers. And then, most importantly, the passion for them should be there, key. What do you want to do? What is your niche? Where, you know, some of them look at what is going on. They just want the you know, the fame of fashion and all that. It's beyond that. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And these young ones can definitely key themselves into the different business opportunities available in the fashion industry.
The various business opportunities. Okay, so they have the passion, they have their little, I don't know, studio
Exactly.
or whatever.
Even though it's not the studio, you start from somewhere. I started from my parents' dining table when I moved back from England, and just to see how people were going to embrace what I was doing. And
did you study fashion design?
I didn't study fashion design, you know, but I've done short courses in fashion ever since then, which has actually enabled my presence and improved me over the years, you know. So you don't have to definitely study fashion, but you must have the passion for it and clearly talent.
You keep talking about the passion for it, the passion for it. If I were a young man and I had a pair of good legs, I'd rather be playing football than be cutting dresses for women. Or men, for that matter.
You see, when it comes to football and fashion, you know, you have to bear in mind that what surprises me sometimes is the way the noise about football. It baffles me. It's unbelievable. I'll give you for instance, look at the current AFCON story going on right now in terms of football. You know. And then the World Cup qualifiers came on. This is just me talking about what is happening right now. The World Cup qualifiers barely made it through, you know, the stages. And then we also then have, I'm shaking my head now.
Tread softly.
I'm shaking
softly.
I'm shaking my head, and I'm still shaking my head. It's unbelievable how Congo beats Nigeria. I mean, where is Congo on the map? Look at what Nigeria, like, Congo beats Nigeria. And I'm still shaking my head. Because, yes, because Congo beats Nigeria. And do you know how much the NFF is putting into football monthly? Have you thought of that?
You'd rather they put the money in supporting young fashion?
235 million naira monthly. Just imagine if that gets into my hands. I would actually be making about 100 entrepreneurs monthly. That would make 1,200 entrepreneurs yearly in the fashion industry, doing different aspects of fashion. Hairdressing, we spoke about earlier on, accessories, shoemaking, stylist, makeup.
I hope you're ready for football fans to take
who are going
you
to
on
attack you
and
on this
say,
one.
what are you talking about?
Still shaking my head because you see, at the end of the day, you know, when you talk about football fans, the challenge is on. I'm ready for the challenge because if you really look at it, what the football makes is nowhere near what fashion makes. Any football fashion, when you think of, let me give you actually some figures. Sadly, I must say, accountability in Nigeria is not very, very good, you know. But even at that, globally, the fashion industry makes about $236 trillion, whereas football is about 350 to 450 billion dollars. Look at that. So if football fans should please do the maths.
Okay.
Yes, I was speaking about the money, and I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you caught
fashion
in terms of 200 and the fashion industry is actually making about, you know, like I said, accountability is not very key, but globally, $236 trillion. And then we have the football industry globally looking at about 350 to 450 billion dollars. Any football fan should please do the maths. You know, clearly, you can actually see.
Before we wrap up, we had lost in translation or lost in
transit or whatever.
We lost something in our conversation with you, Lanre. And, you know, one of the areas, because we were told that the question about your passion and the fact that you know, you talked, it sounded like you were almost talking down football and talking of go fashion, and we thought, we'll ask you that question again because that did not go on air. So aren't you worried when you look at all the things you've said? Yes, it is good to be passionate about fashion, but it looks like in terms of football, you're not that enthusiastic. You think we should spend more?
Like I said earlier on the video, unfortunately, it didn't go on here. You mentioned the fact that you asked me the question about what would my husband think about football.
Yes.
Is he a fan of football? And
Yes.
I said to you that we are both fans of football. I do watch Nigerian football as well as, and I asked you which team you support, and you said to me Arsenal, and I was like, okay, I actually do support my husband supports Arsenal, but what has happened to the pillars, the Kano pillars, and all of that? That is sad to say, looking at how much money is being put into it. So my thing here is this: the true passion is actually fashion. And people actually do go into football and all of this other. That was an example looking at football. But actually the true passion, if you look at it, is fashion. The fashion industry impacts on the economy of fashion. And I, Lanre Da Silva Ajayi, a fashion designer, I'm saying it today, yes. I'm saying it today that it's actually more impactful to go after the fashion industry than football. It's a challenge. And it's game on, you know, go fashion.
And
go fashion.
Sure that,
yes, I'm ready to
Mr.
defend.
Not going to be asking
oh no,
you,
no! I'm ready to defend
madam.
it. I'm ready to defend it because I said so many things earlier on. I'm not sure what had gone into it, but when you look at the money being spent, you know, 235. It's easy for any football fan to do the maths. You know, $235 trillion globally. Again, accountability and records are not very well done in Nigeria, but globally, $235 trillion accounts for the global fashion industry, whereas the football industry goes for just about, I think, 350 to 450 billion dollars. I mean, any football fan should do that maths. So that is just a fact.
Go fashion.
Yes,
fashion is the place to be
It's
at.
game on. It's go fashion.
Okay. Well, we wish you the very best of luck once again.
Thank you.
And we're glad to have you here, and we're
Thank you
hoping
very
that
much.
when your clothing range comes up with another set for next season, you'll come and show us some
Most
of it.
definitely.
Yeah?
Most definitely.
All right. Thanks
Thanks for
very
having
much.
me.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Larry.
Thank you very
and
much.
thanks also to Chinakwu Danforth Onyemelukwe.
Thank you very much.
Did I get
Thank
the
you,
pronunciation?
Onyemelukwe.
Onyemelukwe, not Lukwe. Yes, so I got that right now. So thanks very much, lady and gentlemen. We're very delighted to have you on the program today.
And thanks you at home for being with us again this Saturday morning, Environmental Saturday. We hope to bring you a fresh package next Saturday. We hope that you will join us. I am Alero Edu.
My name is Kadi Akintomi, wishing you the very best and hope you have a wonderful weekend.